Everyone always needs a victory. No one needs a loss, do they? So, in Argentina, we'll still play them again. So it's a 2-match series against them. So both sides need to win. No one wants to come last in this rugby championship, and both sides definitely need to win.
Willie's a professional. He's a professional athlete, and he's sort of one of the most sort of going around. He's definitely been good at training. He's really sort of ran the Argentina's sort of attack. I guess when you're in the second team, you're running the attack like the Argentinians play, and he's been doing that pretty well. I'm not sure exactly selection-wise. It's not sort of my area. I don't pick the team, but he's been playing well, and it might just be sort of a rest process. But and I guess we've got Nick White playing on the weekend. He's been doing really well, and we've definitely been building some combinations with him at training. So looking forward to seeing what he can do in the game. I'm in the same boat as sort of I was 2 weeks ago. Nothing's sort of been finalised, or it's still sort of in my manager's hands and being negotiated. So it's moving along well. But I'll hopefully have more for you when I start focusing on that. And I'm 100% sort of focused on just rugby at the moment, and sort of I'll talk about that after the game. Yeah, sort of right from the start when Ewan came in, it was sort of made pretty clear to us that no one's sort of no one's a gimme. Yeah, you have to perform, and you have to be doing, I guess, the right things to be picked. And everyone knows that, and we've all bought into it. So it's not a surprise. You got to be doing, you got to be performing.
He's been upbeat. He's been working hard at identifying where we went wrong last weekend, and he's not kicking stones at all. He's actually very upbeat and in a pretty good mood. Trying to lift the spirits of all the boys, because it was a very disappointing loss last weekend, and that hurts. It hurts your pride as a coach. It hurts as a player. And he's just been working hard at finding solutions and resolving those problems that we had last weekend.
Wasn't really sort of mindset, but it was more, I guess, just little micro chat around the field. We can control that sort of a lot better, and just sort of moving them around. I guess we wanted to move the South Africans around quite a bit, and sort of, we didn't end up doing that. We just went sort of side to side. So it's all about just getting the balance right in the game.
Yeah, I've been physically feel refreshed. I only played half an hour last week. We had the weekend off. We had the week off before, so that came at a good time for me personally. We had played a lot of footy with finals and lines that had been taking a bit of a toll on the body. But to have a bit of a freshen up week last week has put me in good stead, and I've got to go out now and really empty the tank and play well this week.
I pretty much sort of put it down to we still want to play an up-tempo game, but look, it's all about balance. When's the right time to kick, when's the right time to pass, and when's the right time to run. It's all about game management. We have to manage the game better and sort of find the right moments to do those things.
They've definitely been playing a much more up-tempo game than they did last year. They played well against the All Blacks, and they played well in that second test against South Africa. Pretty obvious. Look at the scoreboard. That first test wasn't great, but since then they have played well. They're great. They're one of the best tackling sides. Player for player, they're, if not the best tackling side in the world. Everyone in that team is a really good hard tackling. We've looked a lot at that, how well they around the tackle contest and how they flood breakdowns and stuff. So we've done a lot of homework on that. We'll might let you know if we picked up any weaknesses or not yet.
Look, we haven't done what we've set out to do. I guess it's very disappointing. It doesn't feel good when you lose game. It hurts, and especially when you're playing for your country. It just rubs it in more. But I guess there is a lot of sort of good things that I can take out of the games, and that we are doing well. But look, not so much pressure. More we want to win. We want to start winning and playing some great rugby at the same time.
Yeah, we scrum well against them last year, but in saying that, we've had some teething issues with the new scrum laws, and we've been working hard to resolve that. It's just a massive mental part of their game, and they really look to their scrum to sort of build their confidence, build their momentum into the game. Whether they get a penalty or if you push the opposition off the ball, they grow a foot in confidence, and really, getting those penalties allows them access into the game, and that's what they look for. It's really a starting block to their whole game. So in saying that, we've done our homework and we're ready for the challenge. There's obviously closer gap. How referees all the main things around the referees policing how the scrum's fed. So hookers are having to strike now because they're a lot stricter on the 9 feeding the ball. So as you see that first test against the All Blacks, Craig pinged Willie a couple of times, and also pinged Aaron Smith a heap of times. So there was, and they're under pressure from the IRB to make sure that the scrum's fed properly. So that's pretty much the main thing, and the ramifications around that. So hooker now having to strike a lot more, and what sort of, everyone giving the hooker support while his foot's off the deck to strike for the ball, and just technical issues around that, and we're working hard to resolve them. Well, we never had any issues last year. We were very, very clean. Was there a biting allegation or something? I mean, hasn't been an issue with them at all. But when we played them last year, and I can't see it being an issue this week. They're very clean. They never had problems before. It might have been a one-off incident, but we haven't spoken about it at all. Oh, he's a great man, Momo. He's had a great year at the Brums. He played extremely well, and obviously he's a big part of why we went as well as we did. He was our captain. Led the way. His tactical understanding of the game, and communicating with the referees as good as I've seen, as good as the captain skills I've ever played under. He really does his homework around how to communicate with the referee, looking at what they sort of look at around their aspect, what they're focusing on in a game, and it does vary from referee to referee because they do have to make so many decisions in a game. So the emphasis can vary from ref to ref, and Benny's as good as anyone at managing that and understanding the personalities of referees. Some like to be spoken to, some prefer to not to be, and you just got about picking your times, and he's as good as I've seen at that skill. He's big about getting us all to connect to each other, in breaks in play or at training, trying to get everyone just on the same page, so whatever message needs to be conveyed, that everyone's on the same page and hearing the same message, not blokes having sort of just little chats here and there, and although everyone's still got the right intentions and trying to sort something out, at the end of the day there's one big message that we all need to get out. He's very good at sort of understanding when and how to get messages out to people as a group, not just individuals, so he's been working really hard at that, and we had a really good session today because of that.
Did it shock you, he's right, like the Wallabies captain, and you said the test, plenty of other guys around as well, but was that a surprise to you?
Oh yeah, 2 weeks ago when Willie and Big Kevy were playing, you wouldn't have thought Benny was anywhere near being captain, but then obviously Kevy unfortunately was injured, and then last week no one saw predicted Willie getting dropped. So yeah, it is a big surprise because we had great leaders there before, but for various reasons they're not here this week, so Benny gets his chance, and we'll wait and see how he goes. Yeah, sometimes getting your first one's the hardest. It varies. Some blokes like James, when he's 18, straight into the side. It took me a while to sort of get my foot into Super Rugby, but then I made a quick rise, and people's pathways to their first cap is very different from player to player, and he played really well when he was our 21s captain. It's funny because Koopy, who's our vice captain, he was actually our vice captain of 21s as well. So I don't know if there's much in that, but mate, he's played well, and it's just come up. He admit that he always had parts of his game he's had to work on, and he's worked extremely hard. The last year I played with him, and it's all it's managed to pay off for him, and he played tremendous this year for Brums and earned his spot on the side.